So yesterday we have completed this company setup. Now I'll start with HR payroll setup. When you click on HR payroll setup, those who want to use employee module, so they have to do setup for their business from this option, because every business have different HR payroll settings. So accordingly, you have to do that from this option. So first of all, we have salary structure. Although in Alignbooks, you get only basic in salary structure. You get only this basic option. If you want to create any new salary structure or any new component in the salary structure, that you have to do from this plus button. Suppose I want to add HRA. So how I have to do that? I need to put the description here. Then alias means this is used for calculation purpose, which I'll tell you further in the training. So you have to put alias here. Then round off option, whether the HRA amount should be rounded off or not. So I've keep it none. Then editable, whether it should be editable at the time of salary process or not. So I'll keep it no, because this is a fixed component. So we don't need to make it editable. Then we have taxable. So we will put yes here. Presence dependent. Presence dependent means if this component should be deducted if this if the employee is not available, or if he or she is absent. So you need to select from presence dependence. So you can select from here. Then component, which component it is. Let's suppose this is HRA. So you can select HRA. Then add or deduct, whether this should be added in the salary structure, in the salary or not. So I've selected addition. Then we have salary posting GL. So in which ledger this amount should go. So for HRA, we already have house rent allowance. Okay, like this. And now you need to click on save option. I will create one more. Suppose I'm adding performance bonus. So this is a variable component. So I'll put here P editable. This should be yes, because this is a variable component and we need to edit this at the time of salary process. So you have to keep it editable. Then whether it should be taxable or not, you have to select yes. Presence dependence, yes. Then component, it should be, you can select from here. So we will keep it in others only, because this is a bonus and we do not have component for this. So we can keep it under others. Then we have to put incentive to staff in salary posting GL. Like this, and just click on save option. Refresh everything. Go to employee, then employee master. You can click on create new, or you can edit the existing one. You need to scroll down and you can see here in the salary structure, you will find these components: basic, HRA, performance bonus. So HRA we can put here, suppose 5,000. But performance bonus, because this is an variable component, so I'll not put anything here, and we will just click on save button. Now, whenever you go to employee module and payroll and salary process, So you can see here, this HRA field and basic field is non-editable, but as soon as I click on performance, it is showing me the field for entering the amount. So this is how you can create your multiple components in HR payroll setup for salary structure. Then we have statutory. In statutory, you do not need to do any changes. It will be automatically done from our side, because whatever rule according to ESI and PF rules we have configured this. Yeah, you can change this calculation because every business have different components in their salary structure. So you can edit this calculation, but whatever limit is there, whatever percentage is there, that is already given here. And in future, if there would be any changes related to ESI or PF rules, then it will be automatically done from our side. You don't need to do anything. You just have to select calculation from here. Click on save. That's it. Then we have overtime. If you want to enable overtime for your employees, then you have to click on this overtime option. Just enable it from here. Then minimum OT hours. Minimum OT hours means after how many hours it should consider that as your overtime. So I have put 1 here. Suppose I put 2 here. If an employee works for more than 2 hours, then it would be considered as overtime. So whenever after 2 hours 5 minutes, it will calculate the overtime hours. Then we have overtime for when it should consider overtime early in. If any employee is coming early in the morning, then early in, or late out. If an employee is staying late at night, then late out, or both. Both means you are considering overtime if an employee is coming late, if going late or coming early, then overtime should be calculated. Then we have negative OT. Negative OT means, suppose one day employee has worked till 9 o'clock, but the next day he is coming office at 11 o'clock. Okay. So in that case, whether that late period should get deducted from overtime or not. So you can select from here negative OT, none, early out, late in, or both. Means if employee is going early, then it should be deducted from overtime, or if employee is coming late, then it should be deducted from overtime, or both. Or you can keep it none if you don't want to enable negative OT. Then we have working hour per month. So how much working hours are there in the month, that you have to put here. So here I have put 270 because each day, let's suppose 9 hours are my working hours. So for a month it would be 270. You can deduct your holidays days, but you can keep it 270 also. Like if you want to fix that this should be the working hour irrespective of holidays or something, so you can just put here. Then round off option, whether the overtime amount should be rounded off or not. So you can select from here. Just click on save option, and whenever you will go to salary process, here you can see the overtime field. So automatically it will while processing the monthly attendance, it will show you overtime hours here. See, here it is showing you overtime hours is 320. This monthly attendance have already processed, so that's why I've clicked on display just to show you overtime hours. So this is how you can do overtime setup. Then we have others. In others, first option is attendance, how you want to mark the attendance on daily basis or on monthly basis. So you can select from here. Then we have leave deduction based on. Leave deduction based on actual days, working days, fixed days. So if you keep it actual days, then it will calculate the leave amount by 30 days. It will divide your salary from 30 days. If you keep it on working days, then it will, uh, calculate your leave amount by dividing your salary from working days, like whether it would be 24, 26, depending after excluding your holidays. Then we have fixed days. Fixed days means number of days as 30. Suppose if you want to keep it as 30 only, so you can select 30 and that's it. It will divide your salary from 30. So you can, mostly it is on working days or actual days. So you can select from these options. Then we have suppress week of holiday for. So in some of the organization, there is a policy. If you, okay, let's discuss about absent day before. Suppose you have week off on Sunday. So if you're taking holiday before Sunday and you have selected this option, absent day before, then what will happen? If you have taken holiday on Saturday and on Sunday it is your week off, then it will deduct your salary for Sunday as well. If you keep it on absent day after, that means you'll be your suppose you are taking holiday on Monday, you are taking leave on Monday, so it will deduct the salary for Sunday as well. And if you want to keep it on absent day before and after, usually in most of the organization this is selected, absent day before and after. If someone is taking leave on before the week off and after the week off, then it will deduct the salary for 3 days. Then payroll cutoff date, that is end of month. Then we have first weekly off, second weekly off. So you can select from here when should be the first weekly off. And in some of the organization, there are 2 week offs. So you can select from here, let's suppose Saturday, Sunday is week off. So you can select from here, second weekly off. Then timesheet input mode, like in employee module, we have timesheet option. So how you want to put this timesheet? So it is multi-employee right now, means you can select multiple employees here for the 22nd Feb. But if you want to change it, instead of multi-employee, you want to put it for multi-date, then you'll go to employee and you'll click on timesheet. So you can see here, you can select your employee here and you can put the this timesheet for multiple date wise, or you can keep it as multi-employee, multi-date from this option. Off compensate, if let's suppose I have a week off on Saturday, but I'm working on that day. So how it should be considered? It should be considered as present, so that you can get salary for that day. If you keep it as overtime, then overtime amount should be given. And if you want accrued leave, then if you are working on your off day, then you'll be given one leave to just to compensate that your week off. So you can select from here, and it depends on company to company, so you can select accordingly. Then we have employee custom field. Although in employee master we have lots of options, but still if you want to add any additional field for your employees, that you can put in employee custom field. Then we have timesheet attribute. This timesheet option is See here, I'm showing you project, but let's suppose I want to add any activity or any suppose I want to add any activity. Selfless and safe. That's it. Because every business is different. So accordingly in timesheet, if you want to add any activity, project, customer name, so that you can add from HR payroll setup. So this completes our HR payroll setup. Let me refresh everything. Then we have manage user option. Okay, let me complete holiday and roster holidays because it is related to employee module only. So I'm explaining these two things as well. So basically, this holiday option means you can create a whole calendar for your employees so that you can add all the holidays here. And when you click on save, and when you go to monthly attendance process, then this day should be considered as day off. Okay, like here for the Holi, we have let's suppose for 2022 I want to add more holidays. So here I'll put Raksha Bandhan. I will select the date. It will be, let's say, on 3rd August, just for an example. And it will be a 1-day holiday only. So I'll just copy it and I'll put in 2-day. In every organization, these holidays differs because in some of the places you get one holiday for Holi, but in some places you get 2 holidays as well. In some places you have holiday for New Year as well, but in some of the organization there is no holiday for New Year. So it depends company to company. So you can create a whole calendar. Now after this, we have to go to employee, and when you will see, I'll show you for the month of March because I have put Holi in March. So I'll select March and I'll click on process. See, there are 9 holidays here. Why? Because 6 for the yeah, 6 for the sorry, 8 I think, because I've taken Saturday, Sundays for holidays and one for the Holi. So you can select. So you can see it is showing 9 in holidays automatically. Okay. So similarly, and one more thing, in some of the places there are rosters. Okay, so if second weekly off is Saturday, but there is a roster, so you can select roster holidays here. So you can see it is showing me month, so I can select March. Weekday, that is Saturday. Obviously I've taken second weekly off on Saturday, so I've selected Saturday, click on OK. So it will show me all the Saturdays in the month of March. I can select what is the roster for employee 2, like this. Okay, alternate Saturdays off. Just click on save, and this is how roster will be effective. And when you'll go to monthly attendance process and you'll click on process, on that days it will mark as holidays. So I hope this will be clear to you all. Then we have manage user. So basically in Alignbooks, we have given the provision to create multiple users. You can check from here how many users are allowed to you, and accordingly you can create from here. What is the use for creating users, basically admin ID has all the rights, all the reports, all the options, but to our employees, we prefer only to give them relevant options. Like suppose if I have any salesperson, so he would be doing only sales. We would be recording only sales entries. So there is no point giving him production module, right? And it would unnecessarily create confusion, and there would be lots of chances for mistakes, right? So that is why we create users, and from this manage users, first we need to select what modules we want to give in what modules we want to give to the user, what configuration or what reports they can see. So that we have to do from manage user. You need to click on create new user. You have to fill all the details like first name, last name, then login name. Login name should be same as your login name works like Gmail. Like in Gmail, once you have created any ID, that will be same and you cannot change it further, right? So similarly, you have to give login ID and it should be unique. Like suppose if I put this name as Deepak, this is a very common name, and there might be chances that, see, email already subscribed with Alignbooks means someone has already taken this username, so you cannot take the same username. It won't let you save this user. So you have to keep it unique. You have to put some numbers or some special characters to make it unique. After that, just add the password. In your password, there should be minimum 8 characters, one number, one capital letter, and one special character that you have to add here. Then confirm password, same. Email ID. Email ID, whatever email ID you will put here, verification link will be sent on that mail ID. You have to go to your mail ID and you have to verify that user. Once you will verify that user, then only it would be active. Otherwise, you will not be able to log in from that ID. Mobile number, whatever mobile number you will put here. In future, whenever you have to, forget password or you want to create any new password, that will be done once you will put OTP. OTP required to log in. This option is given if you want to manage your like whenever you are logging in and you want OTP. So you can keep this option on. This is like a security option, so that you get to know if someone is trying to log in from your ID. It's similar to two-factor authentication. Like you'll get OTP if someone is trying to log in. So then we have time restriction. In some of the organization, they want user time restriction. Like if you enable it, you can select the time from what time till what time you'll be able to, from what time to what time this user will be able to access his ID. So you can keep, let's say you can keep office timings as well, so that from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. this user will be able to use this ID. If he tries to log in from his home or something at out of office hours, then he would not be able to log in. So you have to select that from here. Allowed weekdays, you need to select weekdays as well, on which days they can access. Then we have reporting to which user they'll be able to report. So you have to select reporting to. Then we have allowed company, in how many companies this user will be able to log in, or he'll be able to access these companies. So you have to select from here. Then default company, what would be the default company, that you have to select from here and click on next step. So after adding all the details, just click on next step. There will be 3 options: administrator, reports only, and custom. So administrator will have all the rights, just like the admin ID. Reports only means user will be able to access only reports. He will not be able to do any transaction. And last option is custom. Custom means if you select this option, then user will have only limited rights. Some of the modules which you will give, which you will select, that will be able to access. Now we click on next step, and we have in manage user, we have all the modules here. What modules you want to give him? So I've given customer, right? Customer means sales module. I don't want to give finance. I want to give purchase so that they can enter purchase bill. I want to give inventory rights also so that they will be able to see stock reports. Then I want to give point of sale, because point of sale is also for billing only. And apart from this, I do not want to do any, I do not want to do or select any of the other option. Just click on next step. Then we have transaction action. Now what does transaction action means? So there are many options here: new, edit, view, delete, print, export, schedule, these things. Okay, so you have to select the transaction. You need to select the transaction action: new, edit, view, delete. Whether your user will be able to edit any transaction, view any transaction, delete any transaction. So you need to select from here. Okay, so I've not given bulk delete or delete option or edit option. I've given only user will be able to create new transaction. They'll be able to see, they will be able to print, they'll be able to export, schedule. That's it. Then next step is for reports. Reports, they can view, they can print those reports, they can export in Excel. Then next step, first option is admin. Do not give is admin right. This should be with the admin user only. So do not give is admin right. Then we have multiple financial period. If you have multiple financial periods, you want to maintain multiple financial period, where you want the user to, and you want the user to do entries in those multiple financial period, that you can put here. Then we have access main dashboard. On the main dashboard, you may have seen we have lots of graph. We have sales purchase figures over there. So you need to select from this option whether your user will be able to access those dashboard or not. So I'll disable it. Then we have access opening transaction. If you want to add opening data, opening opening stock, opening opening stock, or opening customer or vendor opening, these details you have to put here. Now after this we have master modification. Master modification means if I want to yeah, this right you have to give if you have given the right for invoice creation, because invoice creation, because your user has to create customers, vendors. So basically master modification right is important. Then we have allow change in rate, allow change in discount. That means if your user is able to change rate or discount at the time of transaction or not. So you have to select from here: allow change in rate, allow change in discount. Then we have allowed days for backdate transaction, allowed days for post date transaction. So sometimes some of the organization do not want to give their users the right to edit backdate transaction. So from here, and some of the organization wants to give them backdate transaction, but for limited days. So you can select from here. If you keep it 0, then your user will not be able to edit any of the transaction. But if you keep it on, let's say 10 days, so your user will be able to do backdate transaction only up to 10 days from this current date. Then same for post date transaction. And last option we have mobile dashboard type. Mobile dashboard type means your employee will be able to how it would show you the dashboard. If you select management, then your user will be able to see sales, purchase, finance, everything. If you keep it on fields team, then your user will be able to uh, see all the options related to fields team, and same for the employee. Click on next step and click on save option. Your user is created now. So this is the option for manage user. Now I'm going to show you how you have to log in through your user. So this is our website, login, click on Alignbooks online. Now, after this, we have to put the username and password. So username, I'll put user1. So basically, this is my user ID. So here you can see there are no details related to the dashboard, and I'll compare this with my admin ID. So this is my admin ID, and you can see I'm able to see all the graphs here, but I'm not able to see anything here. This is the configuration button, but there are limited options here, and this is my admin ID where I have lots of options here. Then in users ID, I've given the right for sales. So this whole module is showing me purchase. It is also given. Finance, there are only two options showing here. But in finance, you can see I have lots of options here. Then I'll go to inventory. Inventory also, we haven't given any option in the inventory. These are the masters. That is why it's showing here. Then point of sale, we have given the right for point of sale. In production, there is only one option. For asset, there is only one option because these are also masters. That is why it's showing here. Employee module, we haven't given. Reports, all reports, customer trial, stock trial. So it's showing like this. So that's it. This is how you have to create your users. Now we'll go to okay, now we'll go to configuration and we will click on user menu level right. So we have given the rights to the user, so he is able to access all the options in the sales module, all the options in the point of sale, and all the options in the purchase bill option. But I do not want to give them whole rights. I want to filter the rights from modules also. I want to give them sales invoice right. I want to give them purchase bill right, and I want to give them only POS invoice right. That's it. No other option apart from this. So I will go to user menu level rights. Basically, this is an option where you can further define the rights of your user after selecting the modules. So you will be able to select the rights right from the configuration until reports part. So this is the configuration. Just from configuration, I'm not selecting. Okay, we will select. I want to give general attachment right, and I just want to give bulk update right. That is for masters. I do not want to give them any other options from here. So this is the configuration. Now from the transaction, I want to give them sales invoice, new, edit, print. Then in sales return, sorry, not sales return, I'll select payment receipt. So payment receipt, I can create new one. I can edit, I can print, I cannot delete it. Now from the POS, I want to select POS invoice. So I'll just select it. POS invoice, allow, new, edit. Okay. And from the purchase, I want to give purchase order and purchase bill, right? So these are the options that I want my user to access. Okay, so from master, what I want to give. POS customer master, they should be able to create POS customer master. They should be able to edit, delete, print customer. So I've selected masters also. Reports, I'm not selecting anything, just save. Now I'll go to user, I'll log out and log in again, and you'll see that only those options that I've selected in user menu level, right? That is only showing me here. Okay, so this is the user. Now you can see in sales, it is showing me sales invoice, payment receipt, all these details. Then in purchase, it is showing me only purchase order, purchase bill. In point of sale, it is showing me POS invoice and POS customer master. And in reports, see, I even though I have given the rights in manage user for reports, but I didn't selected any reports in user menu level, right? So it's not showing me any reports here. So basically, whatever you will select from user menu level rights, that will show here. Okay, based on that, it will show all the options here. So this is your user menu level rights. Then we have one more thing. If I show you sales and sales invoice, just give me a minute. Let me clear this option so that I can explain you again. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm again logging in. So basically, then we have data access rights. So there are some situations where user says that I have 3 to 4 locations, but I do not want my users to check any data on any of the location apart from his location. So for that, we have to give him some specific rights that this user should be able to access the data for this branch. This user will be able to access this counter. So you can see, okay, I think I don't see where. So you have to go to data access right, and you need to select your user. So I'll select the user that I want to configure, and I want to give data access right to Mr. User 1. Okay, actually it wasn't saved. Basically, here I need to select what rights I want to give to my users. So you can see skip company access. If there is any company for which I do not want to give my user the right to access, so I can select from here. Then we have skip location access. So I can select which location I do not want my user to access. So basically, I do not want him to access default location, store 1 or store 2. He should be working in main branch only. So he should be able to see the data for main branch only. And here I can select default location as main branch, so that whenever this user will log in from his ID, main branch should be auto selected. Then we have skip warehouse access. If you have enabled any warehouse, then you can select from here which warehouse you do not want this user to access. So let's suppose I do not want him to access default warehouse and silver branch warehouse. Then we have counters. As I've created multiple counters, so I need to select which counter I want him to select, and that counter you need to select from here in default counter. If you will not select default counter, then this user will not be able to do pause billing. So that is main branch. Then we have salesman. If I want to tag this user with the salesperson, so I can select salesperson here. That then what will happen, whenever this user will log in from his ID, you would be able to see only those customers which are under this salesman that I've tagged. That's it. Then we have data availability, whether this user should be able to see his data, whether he should be able to see hierarchy wise, or whether he should be able to see all the data. Then you need to click on save option, and this is how data access rights will be given. Now I'll log in from user ID again, and you will be able to see that these branch and everything will be automatically selected. So I've logged in, and now I'll show you sales invoice. So you can see here, it has automatically selected this main branch. I didn't selected anything, and this user will not be able to see any store 1, store 2 or default location. Same if I go to point of sale in POS invoice, I would not be able to see any other counter apart from main branch. So this is how you can limit. And if you will go to reports section, then this user will be able to see only reports, only the data for main branch only, and if there would be any other branch and all, then this user will not be able to access any of those. So this is how user management has to be done. Manage user, user menu level rights, and data access from these three options. Then we have log period. If I talk about log period, then you can set the date, because sometimes if you, let's suppose you have maintain all your records in your financials, and now you don't want anyone to access this data or to edit or delete any data, then you can select this lock period option. So what you can do, you can select the date up to which date you want to lock your data. Suppose I want to lock my data till 31st August, okay? And I click on save option, then no user or even admin user also will not be able to do any changes in the transactions up to 31st August 2021. And if you want to disable this lock period, then you can simply go to lock period and keep it on and save. So this will unlock the period, and you will be able to access, or you will be able to edit any data up to 31st August 2021. So basically this we do once the financial year is over and you do not want anyone to go and change the data. So you can just click on lock period option. Okay. Then we have a branch option. Now, those who want to manage multi-location, multiple branch, they can create those branch from this option. So now I'm going to show you how you can create your branches. So just click on create new branch. You have to give the name of the store. So let's say I put here store 3. Then we have a GST number. If the GST number is same, then you can put GST number here. If it is different, then also you have to put GST number. Then we have party. So here we have given in brackets why we require this party option. So it is required for financial posting for inter-branch issue and receive. So you have to create this branch with the same name, same as branch name. You can create. Otherwise, you can give a name according to your choice. So this party creation is same as customer creation. So you have to give the name. If you have any print, if you have GST number, you can also add through GST number, and I'll keep it as unregistered for now. Then state and city that you have to select and save. So this is how you have to create this party.
हमको जो लीड्स आपने पेड किए हैं वो टोटल पार्टनर्स की थी या कस्टमर्स की थी? नहीं कल जो उन्होंने अपडेट किया वो कस्टमर के लिए पर
So like this, you have to put party, then allowed warehouse. If you are using warehouse as well and you are using branches as well, in that case, you need to select this allowed warehouse so that you can filter whenever you will select your branch, you will be able to filter warehouse accordingly. So you can select what will be the warehouse under this branch so that you can select, but this is not mandatory. You can keep it blank. Then eBay username, eBay password, GST and username, all these details you can put here. Then address and just click on save option. So this is how you can create new branch. Similarly, you can go to configuration and you can create the warehouse. Warehouse is also similar to branch creation. Just click on create new warehouse. Put the name of the warehouse. So let's say Mumbai warehouse. Finish. Raw materials, scrap, rejection, consignee stock. So you can select from here production, floor, work in progress. So you have to select the type from here and then you need to put the address and everything and just click on save option. So this is how you can create warehouse and branch, and when you go to sales invoice, so here you will be able to see branches that I've created and warehouse as well. Then we'll go to tax code option. Tax code is automatically created. Basically, all the text slabs are created here already. You just need to see from here. And if you want to create any new one, let's suppose if there is any new tax code is introduced by the government, or let's say if you're using VAT, okay, like in some other country and you have to create VAT code, so that you can create from this option, create new code. But make sure that you do not create any tax code for GST because that is already created. So what you have to do, just put the name tax at the rate 3%. Then you need to give a tax code. So I'll put it like this, T3. Now you need to put the tax percentage, that is 3. Then in CGST, how much would be the amount? 1.5, 1.5. And you need to click on save option. These input ledger and output ledger, it is showing CGST and SGST. In case of VAT, you have to select VAT ledgers and just click on save. And this is how you can create new tax code here. So you can see tax 3%, 3% is already created here. I'll remove this one. Okay. So this is how you can create, and you will not be able to delete the existing tax codes from here even if you try. So this is how you can create tax code. Then we have miscellaneous master. So basically from this option you will be able to see whatever masters that we have created in Alignbooks. Those masters will show here. You need to select from this option. Department, designation, document category. If you want to delete or any edit, or you want to create any new master, that you can create from this option. This is new button, this is edit button, and this is delete button. Suppose I want to see group, I want to see all my item groups, so I can just put group in the search, item group, and okay. Okay, so here you can see these are the groups that I've created, and if I want to delete any of them, I can just click on this red button and this will be deleted. If I want to, let's say I want to edit this one, so I'll just click on edit option and I can just edit the name. So this is the miscellaneous master. You will be able to find all the masters from this option. If you want to edit or delete, you can do that from this option. Holiday and roster holidays I've already cleared. Then we have metal rate. Metal rate, like those who have jewelry business, they can create metal rate from this option, they can set metal rate, and from which date it will be effective, that you have to select from here. So whenever you will do your backdate transaction or something, you would not be able, there is no need to, you know, remember the previous silver rate and gold rate. You have to just click on create new metal rate. You have to put gold rate, silver rate. This is just for an example. So that is I've put these amounts. Effective from which date it will be effective. So what will happen? You don't have to, you know, put the rates every time you make a transaction. Suppose this is today is 22nd. Whenever you start your store, you can put the metal rate for today from this option, and whenever you will do transaction for the whole day, you don't have to put metal rate or silver rate or gold rate again and again. You can just specify it here, and whenever you will do transaction, it will be automatically taken. Same for the currency conversion rate as well, because those who have import and export business, there is a lot of fluctuation in the currency also. So you have to click on create new list, and you need to select, you need to give the description. Okay, so from this option you can either add new currency, or you can add the rate for each currency from this option. So what will happen whenever you will do any backdate transaction, so then also there would be no issue. Otherwise, if you, let's suppose you want to mention today's currency rate, you have mentioned today, and it will be effective for today's rate, then next day you will again update this rate list, and there will be no need to do it one by one. So the process is just same. Create new list, just put the name sample list 22nd Feb. Then these are the currencies in which you are dealing. You can add new currency as well from this option. Okay, so I've just selected this one and save. So this is how new currency will be added, and you just have to mention the rate for each currency like this. Okay, and just click on save option. This is how you can create your new currency rate list like this. So this completes our today's session. It is till currency conversion rate. Tomorrow we will start from force close pending document, and we'll cover till update barcode rate. So